How you doing, YouTube viewer? Thanks for viewing this video. This video is a Ghostbusters Afterlife spoiler review. Now, and also some questions that need to be answered. But Ghostbusters definitely was a great movie. I want to see it twice at the same time, at 8 o'clock, then 11. Did a spoiler-free review, did spoil a little bit, but this is my really spoiler review. And questions about some of the movies. I mean, it was definitely a good Ghostbusters movie. Fan favorite, fan wanted, everything. But there were some questionable things. First, you go ahead and you are have Ghost Core or all the beginning credits. Then you have the mountain and the guy in a truck running. So it looks like an experiment or a mining something. And he runs through the gate. Then you see the ghost trap, and he's running towards his a farm. And he's like, doesn't say anything, but he's like, come on, I'm ready to trap this other, whoever this other entity is. Alright. But then it fails. But he's sitting in a chair, and you're expecting, just like Sigourney Weaver, the arms coming out of the chair that he's sitting in, because he's waiting, because he couldn't trap whatever it was, but he did take the trap that he had, whatever was in it, hidden in the floor, but you didn't hear anything like move around. You just see him sitting. Alright, then he has his PKE meter, alright, and he's sitting there, and I guess either it did happen or it didn't happen. The hands went through the chair to grab him. Alright. Later on, it's like a week that the daughter of Egon Spengler, the chair's fine. I mean, it looked in one couple brief frames, it looked like the chair had hands going through it. Then the chair's fine in another section. So that's another continuity error. The other continuity error is that, like I said, he's sitting in the chair. His PKE meter turns into a stun gun, right? And I don't know if if the spirit took him or whatnot, but you see the spirit go away back to the mountain. But just that first scene and the rest of the movie kind of don't coincide, really. Alright. Then when Phoebe goes ahead and knocks down the chessboard, or she gets startled, and then the chessboard's moving. If Egon Spengler was a Ghostbuster, how is he coming back as a ghost? Alright. Most of the ghosts are evil spirits. I've never seen them trapping any ghost that Egon is. Alright, so he's moving stuff around, showing Phoebe how to fix the proton pack, and she goes ahead and explains, and Egon moves his light up and shows that he was a genius. Alright. But if she's a genius too, why didn't she kind of fix the proton pack a little smaller or lighter for herself? Because if you remember in the 1984 movie, and also I think 88 or 86, the Ghostbusters 2, Peter Venkman goes, "Oh, I forgot how heavy these are." Alright. So a little 12-year-old girl is not going to be able to hold really a 100-pound pack or a 50-pound pack or however much weight that proton pack was. So that's another continuity error or gripe that I have with the movie. The one fucking funniest thing in that movie, I swear I wish they would have done a little bit more than just the Walmart scene and the end scene with the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Man tearing up the proton pack. But that was just too hilarious. But I mean, just all the stuff that they did for the Marshmallow Man, that was just hilarious as hell. The other gripe I do have, or continuity spoil, is Egon Spangler at pretty close to the end of the film. Right? Actually, so let me go back. So Phoebe and everybody are testing the proton pack, or in the Metal Muncher scene where they're in the warehouse, or the plumbing warehouse, whatever it was. That Phoebe's walking straight up and down, and she has this pack on her, and if you look at it, it's somewhat loosely, so it's, and again, another error in continuity and how Peter Venkman said that these proton packs are very heavy. Okay, so then little kid scene, or in a diner. I mean, the girl was treating the guy like trash. Then it's like, it seems like they're only there for a week or a couple days, and they're already best friends and whatnot. That's another. I mean, the movie is a good pacing, but the second watch, I mean, you kind of see the stuff, but you're still nostalgic and going, wow, this, again, I can't believe they made it a real Ghostbusters 3 movie. And actually, if you look at it, they kind of take out, it's only Ghostbusters 1, the original, Ghostbusters 2 never happened. So Ghostbusters Afterlife is just the second Ghostbusters, if you actually look at the way the film is run. Right? So Phoebe, her brother, iPod, or podcast, are all in the Ecto 1, and 2, he got the Ecto 1 running, or somewhat running, but Egon goes ahead and helps him splice a wire, then shuts the hood. If the tires have been sitting there for almost 20 or 30 years, the tires would have already rotted out and exploded as soon as that he did the little peel out in the cornfield. Alright. Then also the other thing is, gas in a car is only for 6 months to a year, so that gas tank would have had to be replaced too, and brand new gas put in it. According to Janine Melnitz, is that he could barely pay the power bill. Right? He wasn't good with bills, he was back in debt, so how did they get gas? And according to the other thing is, if they are completely broke, how are they sorry, I had a phone call that came in. But yeah, how did they pay for the food and everything? And like I said, it seemed like it was within one scene, it was in a couple days. Then Paul Rudd, character Gary, takes her out to dinner, or she introduces himself at the house, then he wants to take her out to dinner. But she says she doesn't have anything to offer him in food-wise or drink-wise, but offers a tour. So I mean, there's just the chemistry and everything that was going a little too heavy, too quick to me, especially on the second time watching it. So the finances, that's another thing that it's confused the hell out of me. Right? And if Phoebe's so smart, why is she going to summer school if she's a 12-year-old? And it seemed like she was going to a private school, and now she's like public school from the stuff that she was saying. Just there's several different things in this movie that if you watch it a second time, then you're like questioning certain things. So then they open up the trap, and the ghost hound goes to the mine, and it takes them it takes the ghost a little while, which, I mean, that should have, if both hellhounds are back where they are supposed to be, I mean, the thing would have happened a little faster. But so it seems like a day or two goes by, or a couple days, then Paul Rudd goes to Walmart after the date. Actually, no, it wasn't. Okay, so there's a couple ghosts that are around town, and Phoebe, Podcast, and their brother are in the Ecto-1, and it has a gunner seat, right? Which is from the cartoon. So the one great thing was Ghostbusters Afterlife is using fanfare of Ghostbusters 1 and the animated series. So that, I mean, that was awesome that they were using stuff from the animated series too. Then they're going after the ghost downtown, and then the cops catch them after they destroy a lot of the stuff around town. I'm not going to spoil too much with it, but like I said, I watched it a second time, and it is somewhat confusing a little bit on the second time. So I'm looking for the details and stuff like that. So Phoebe then, while she says, I need one, can I get my phone call? Then she calls Ray Stantz from the bookstore, the cult bookstore, and you see the tattoo that was in the trailer, and it's funny that the connection of when the Spangler's relatives pull up to the house, they have that on the on little bulletin boards, and Ray has it on his arm. But I don't think Egon really realized or ever heard that that Bible quote from Ray. It was only Winston and Ray in the car. Okay, it was all Ghostbusters 1, if I remember correctly, because while they're in jail, they're talking about a Twinkie, and that's the other funny thing, that they do reference the big ass Twinkie in the glove compartment, and according to Twinkies, they don't last 30 years, so that thing should have been deflated and everything. That shouldn't have looked like it was brand new. So that's another continuity error. Let's see, what else was there? I'm sorry I'm destroying or spoiling the movie for you guys, but this is someone that this is first time gonna spoil something. But yeah, it's just the proton packs, the Twinkie, okay, so getting back to so they get arrested. Phoebe goes ahead and says, that was my grandfather, and why did the Ghostbusters break up? And Egon, I guess, was doing more research. And again, it's like Ghostbusters 2 never happened in this film, right? So it's just like the Ghostbusters Afterlife is the original Ghostbusters 2. Yeah, I know I'm saying a lot. I'm trying to think because it's been about 12 hours since I've seen the film. But she goes and calls, like I said, Ray's occults, and then you find out why Egon Spengler went ahead and basically quit the Ghostbusters. And according to Ray, he took everything. So all the ghost traps, all the proton packs. So that was 4 proton packs. And I guess if you somewhat count the Ghostbusters 2 movie, then you have oh shoot, the hell is that guy's name? Sully or Natelli, whatever his name. The Sigourney Weaver's neighbor. Right, so 2 slime blowers and 2 proton packs. So that's 3 proton packs. And there is 4 proton packs that were in the mountain that was holding down Gozer, or the ghost, from coming out of the well. Then I guess there's 1 more proton pack that Phoebe fixed, and there's 1 that's attached to the Ecto-1. So I mean that's multiple proton packs, and you kind of are like, what the hell? Okay. Then I guess this video is really getting long, so let's cut to pretty close to the end of the movie. That you have Peter Venkman, which, according to Ray on the call, is that the Ghostbusters really weren't talking to each other anymore, right? Because Egon somewhat broke them up, or took everything and kind of left them flat and dry, and Peter told the guys, hey, we're doing our job a little too well. So it's like, okay, what the hell? At the end of pretty close to the end of the film, on the trailer, that did you miss us? Right? And the gripe that I really do have is the Zool was sexy as hell, even though she had light bulbs and Christmas ornaments on her costume. This one was more organic spirit, but still, I would have loved to seen a more traditional Gozer looking female or transgender person than this one that was more digitally mapped than anything else. I mean, I like the costume part of it, but her face is just too digital. It just looked too fake to me. Then you have, like I say, Peter Venkman, or Bill Murray's character, says, hey, did you miss us? And he's talking to Gozer, and like they're old dating exes. And then classic Ray, again, doing the city and the predictable, please go back to the next dimensional rift. I mean, just that cameo of them was a hell of a lot better than that garbage remake movie of the Ghostbusters with just that reboot of the Ghostbusters. I mean, I had nothing against the female cast. It's just that they were trying to copy and one-up each other on that film, and it just sucked. Right? Then you're gonna go ahead and lick the gun. I mean, then you're gonna have this ghost shredder and all this. Right? There's a couple things with Ghostbusters Afterlife. I mean, they could have done a little better with the proton streams and stuff. I mean, because you had one ghost, the Metal Muncher, break the proton stream a couple different times. Alright? And the intensity. Oh, that's what it was. I knew I was going to remember something. Okay, so while I was talking about Phoebe, right, and her having the proton pack on her, instead of being hunched down a little bit because of a 50 or 75 or 100 pound weight proton pack, she's first shooting at that. Now, any youngster, and I can definitely attest to this, that if you shoot a 12 gauge shotgun and your feet are not planted right and you are not being somewhat held back a little bit, that thing's gonna kick the shit out of you. Okay? Phoebe goes ahead and destroys that tractor thing and the bottles, just disintegrates that, and she's like, oh, it's nothing. The proton streams just... Really? Give me a break. Alright? Any type of firearm or even proton weapon or whatever type of laser weapon is going to have a kick. Alright? So what would have really been funny was the first time, just like in the Ghostbusters reboot, alright, with Jenny McCarthy's character, Jenny McCarthy, whatever her name is, but being just flung around. So it would have been nice just to see her being thrown back a little bit to go, okay, I have to lower the intensity or fix the beam. Alright? But no, there is nothing like that. Alright, so Bill Murray, Ray Stantz, and Winston Zeddemore are all attacking Gozer, the Gozerian, and they're trying to get the little Stay Puft are attacking the Ecto-1 proton pack, and they're able to Podcast is able to go ahead and get them gone, which was funny that they actually did the Ghostbusters 1 where everybody's covered in marshmallow, which is shaving cream. So Podcast is all covered, and Ray Stantz goes, we know how that feels. But then you have Phoebe going ahead and add it in there, and if Gozer is able to ward off all three proton streams that are cross-streamed by the three main characters of the Ghostbusters, but she's able to do with the Harry Potter with her proton stream and her Gozer's thing going. So I mean, they're neck and neck, and she's winning. Then Egon Spengler materializes and goes ahead and is like side by side with her, saying, yes, you have this, go ahead. But it just, that did not make any sense to me, is that he was able to move stuff, but he doesn't believe in ghosts. Right? He died of a heart attack, so his spirit was, I mean, it's just when Phoebe was there that he started, right? Then he started again with his daughter. So I mean, it's just, if you watch it a second or third time and you're actually going, okay, this kind of doesn't make any sense. But then Egon stays, but does not talk at all. It doesn't really set off the PKE meter all the time. That was another thing that was confusing. But says, doesn't say anything, but Ray apologizes for not believing him. But then end credits. Then the mid-credit scene is, you see, everybody questioned when I was in the theater twice. Right? Sigourney Weaver? Who the hell is Sigourney Weaver? Right? Then it pops up where they're doing the flashcards scene with the Bill Murray and the two female and male subject, and if you get it wrong, so Sigourney Weaver's giving him the test, and he goes, starts saying the star, the wavy lines, and everything, and he goes and gets zapped multiple times. And she's like, wow, you're getting all these right. These got to be marked or something. And he goes, yep, and zaps him again. Then the final end credit scene, you actually find out Winston Zeddemore, I guess, didn't appear in Ghostbusters 2, but they found somebody else because of Winston decided he's always a Ghostbuster, and that they inspired him to be a business owner, which they don't say what business owner, but he is restoring Ecto-1. He has a firehouse that's somewhat falling apart, but it's the firehouses he owns. And Ray's bookstore, or Ray's Occult, goes ahead and says that it'll finally turn a profit. So he's talking to Janine Melnitz, and so you kind of find out why, I guess, Winston really wasn't in Ghostbusters 2, but they kind of say that Winston, or the black guy who's playing Winston, I'm not sure what his name is, but Ernie from the original Ghostbusters is like, I started a business and I'm always a Ghostbuster, and then he's paying for everybody stuff at the Ghostbusters. So I guess he's the one who's keeping Egon finances a little better than all the debt that he's in. Kind of doesn't really say if he cleared up the Spengler's family's debt or not. But you see him bring the Ecto-1 into the old firehouse. Then the camera pans, and the old containment unit is now flashing. So I guess that it's not going to be a Ghostbusters. There's going to be a Ghostbusters 4, or they're leaving it open for a Ghostbusters 4. But the thing was, Ghostbusters Afterlife was supposed to be the end of an era, end of the Ghostbusters. For the original cast, so they could have really opened it up. I mean, Peter Venkman goes ahead and says that, oh, we can open up franchises, so that's really what the Ghostbusters 2, or sorry, the reboot of the Ghostbusters with the female cast should have been, alright, and the little cameos. I mean, I guess Winston was a mortuary person, or a funeral home thing, but it just doesn't make any sense, some of it, if you actually put logic and everything. But if you watch it second or third time, you're going to be questioning a lot of stuff. I can't wait till the DVD comes out. But thanks for watching this spoilered Ghostbusters Afterlife review and questioning. Hopefully you guys like it. Please like, share, and subscribe, and please tell me what your thoughts are about the Ghostbusters Afterlife. Thank you. Have a great day.